Welcome to Dear Co episode number 6. I apologize for the hiatus, and I want to tell you that I was just so busy where, like, I couldn't do the show. But you know how things go where, like, you are kind of busy, but nobody's really that busy. Things get done. So I'll try to be a little bit more timely in the future. At any rate, let me get into this. Dear Co, my question for the next episode of Dear Ho is I have a friend whom I've known for years, and recently I've noticed that she fucking licks her plate after she's done eating. Like she's an adult who goes to college in the city, and after every meal, regardless of it being at her place or my place, I refuse to meet this bitch at a restaurant for fear that she may actually do it in public. She picks up her plate or puts her head down on the table and just starts licking like it's the norm. How do I get her to stop without making things awkward? P.S. Yes, she's white. I think that she doesn't know it's awkward because everybody around her, you yourself included, has just looked at her in like disgust, and you're acting like, you guys aren't acting like it's not normal. I had a coworker once who was also white, which maybe, that may or may not be relevant, but I had a coworker once who did not know that it wasn't okay to not cover your mouth when you sneeze. So we would be at meetings, and this dude would be, we're talking about whatever, key metrics or some shit, and dude would just be like, like right on the damn table, like right to the side. Like it was really gross. So we had to take him to the side, like, yo, this is not normal. You can't do that. You can't just sneeze out and just expect that or think that we'll accept that these particles of yours are good enough to be in our systems. Like, to me, sneezing is disgusting, Like, if you can't hold it in or just kind of give it one of these things, I mean, come on. Nobody wants to be a part of that. Similarly, nobody wants to see you licking your plate like you're just some kind of, like, ravenous animal. Say to her, the way you lick your plate, you notice nobody else does that. And that's really juvenile, and it's inappropriate. And if you want to finish off the contents of your plate, how about trying to use your fork and, being as creative as possible with getting most of that off of your plate. I mean, if you have to lick it, cover yourself like a woman that breastfeeds a child or something. Just do one of these numbers. I don't know, but don't go licking your plate in public. That is actually really completely disgusting. And if that were me in that scenario, I would have said something immediately. Dear Co, I'm a straight female, at least for now, who has been attracted to women as long as I can remember, although I've never been with a woman. I'm at an age where I'm tired of dating and ready to settle down with someone for the long term. Whenever I go out, I am almost always approached by dudes, but for the past year or so, I haven't really been giving any the time of day, even though I am ready for and desire a relationship. The reason is that I feel like I need to experience being with a woman first, but the problem is I am never approached by women, and I am not the type that hollers first. Even when I go to gay events, still no one approaches me. I know I give off the possibly gay vibe because many times dudes who have hollered have asked which team I play on. So anyway, I'm afraid to get involved with a man before experiencing a woman because if it works out and say we get married, I could see myself always wondering what if, and possibly ending up one of those women who falls in love with one of their female friends. And I do not want to be that person. While at the same time, I long for companionship and I'm considering just saying whatever and start dating dudes since chicks ain't hollering. What you think? You have to sort of play the game. You can't go into a club or a bar, sit in the corner and be miserable and expect everybody to come to you. That's first of all, nobody, or at least 99% of the population is that hot where everybody's just going to be approaching that person. You can just sit in the corner and just, collect numbers. It's either going to come off like you're bougie, like you just think you're all that and you just want everybody to come to you, or it's coming off like you're needlessly guarded or you're not interested. So get out there, dance with everybody else or dance by yourself, dance with a couple of friends. People in the club don't really know that they're your friends. They think that, they may think that that's just like, oh, okay, they're probably just dancing right now casually, and they'll see that you're kind of open to dancing with different people. Go to like Match.com or one of those dating sites and just put down whatever your specific wants or desires are in a woman and see who bites. Talk to people that you're not even necessarily interested in hollering at. Like if you're sitting at the bar, just kind of carry on conversation. Just look sociable, People want to be around sociable people, not miserable people and not weird people. So just just try to be a little more sociable, okay? Good luck to you. Dear Co, I am currently talking to this girl and I am feeling her. I get the vibe that she's feeling me too. Now, I met her at the club. So my intentions were not to be friends. She and I have been hooking up on and off for a couple of months now, and I honestly enjoy her company. But she often says that we should be friends. I definitely think we can be more than friends as well, but she often overthinks the situation and says that we should be friends and nothing else. She goes on to say that maybe down the line we might be something different, but for right now, that's not the case. I understand this, but often when I am over at her spot, or even out in public with her, her body language and actions say otherwise. Not only do they say otherwise, the night ends up in the bedroom. This type of thing has happened many times, but then she starts to think again. I get this text or this phone call saying that we need to talk. She will go on to say that we should be friends, thus starting the cycle over and over again. What do you think about this situation? Should I try to be her friend? Should I go the route of being more than that? Or should I just chalk the whole thing and keep it moving? At this point, that's where I'm at because this is frustrating. I also know that I'm not going to sit on my hands waiting for her to come around and realize what's good. Is it even possible to be friends with someone you met at the club and hooked up with? Thanks in advance. My answer to that is, of course, it's possible to be friends with someone that you met at the club and hooked up with. People that say things like that, I tell them, weren't you at the club that night too? You were there, and can't you be somebody's friend? Can you be somebody's friend from the club? And, were you the only person in the club that night that was decent? You seem very confused on something that she's been very clear about. She's saying that she doesn't want to be more than friends. And even though you're saying her body language says otherwise, and you guys have very intimate moments, and maybe that's just what she likes to do. She likes to have these moments with you because they're comfortable and she knows that you'll be around, but that she doesn't really have to be with you even in those moments. So you need to kind of check your feelings at the door with this one. I think she knows that that you're gonna be there. You're kind of a little bit simping it, like you're being all emotional, but she's telling you she don't want to be with you. Take the situation for what it is and know that it's a sort of a random hook, or it's an occasional hookup where you can sort of have the girlfriend experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I really think that, for your own sake though, in all seriousness, I think you should just kind of leave the girl alone. It's not a good situation for you. And, you're a little too invested in a person that's not invested in you. Even if you guys have a good time when you're together and you guys go out and so forth, she's not your girlfriend and she doesn't really have any desire to be. And she's told you that. So as hurtful as that may be, just, move on to the next girl, and find someone that's interested in you, or perhaps just deal with the situation for what it is. And maybe that's enough to make you happy. Dear Co, I have a serious inquiry. How can I tell my best friend that she can do better without hurting her feelings? The guy that she likes, I can't call him her boyfriend or anything because he barely acknowledges her, is an asshole. He is constantly nitpicking her appearance and has made it clear via his actions and words that he's not into her. She has a child on the way by him and swears that she is only around him for the sake of this baby. However, it's obvious to me that she wants more and she excuses his behavior. Sure, the kid complicates things because he will be in the picture, but I'm just outdone by her settling for his crass, mean attitude. I tend to stay out of people's relationships, but I'm at my wit's end. What would you do, Co? This is no longer about those two. And you're saying he's crass and mean is not telling me that he punches her in the face and gives her the Chrissy toothpaste. This is more like, I don't like her boyfriend because he ain't the right one for her. Trying to step in on some sister girl, you deserve better, blah, blah. It ain't gonna stop that girl from dating that dude. And as long as he's not, punching her or being violent or being so emotionally abusive that it's, endangering the welfare of her child, I think that you just might as well just, chalk this one up to another girlfriend that has a bogus ass boyfriend and that is not interested in a healthier relationship. What'll happen is you'll tell your girl, well, your man's not about anything, and I think that you should, look into somebody else or focus only on the baby, and, he shouldn't be treating you that way, blah, blah, blah. You know what your homegirl's gonna do? She's gonna go ahead and tell him, well, you know what? My homegirl told me that, while they're arguing, of course, my homegirl told me that you ain't about nothing and I deserve better and I should listen to her, blah, blah. Of course, they're going to kiss and make up. He's going to make her alienate you. And now you have a friend now whose child you won't even be able to bond with, or who you may not necessarily be the godmother. I don't know how close you guys are. But it's just things like that happen a lot of times where friends will cut you off for a love interest. And this has happened to me as well. I've definitely lost friendships because I chose to speak up about a situation that I didn't think was right, And there are times when I have walked away, you know what, I see this situation here, these people are dysfunctional, I don't like it, and I don't even want to be her friend no more. So I've walked away from people because they couldn't make good relationship decisions. God bless them, right?